It's my privilege to welcome today's speaker, Kaela Calcara. She's a social worker who completed her student placement with the Alzheimer Society of Windsor, Essex in 2025 and continued to volunteer with the organization on a weekly basis. Kaela began her employment with ASWE. Do you call it ASWE? Yeah. In January 2026 as their communications volunteer and event planner. Throughout her time with ASWE, Kaela has developed strong and meaningful relationships with clients and their families. These connections have been central to her desire to contribute to the organization in a professional capacity. She's deeply committed to ongoing learning and professional development, looks forward to continuing to grow while supporting the mission and the values of the Alzheimer Society of Windsor. Please give a warm Rotary welcome to Kaela Calcara.
Thank you. They're like, how do I do it? Thank you so much. If I can see what I'm doing here. I started. There's a way to make the screen. Sorry. There we go. That the one? Okay. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me this morning. Luckily, this job has turned me into a morning person because these days 8 is early for me. Okay. Is there any way to move this? I don't want to hide it. Is that okay? Can I hide them? Sure. Just so you guys can see the screen. Okay. So, the Alzheimer Society of Windsor and Essex County is a highly respected not-for-profit organization that was founded in 1981. It began at, I'm not going to read that, but it began two people sitting at a table discussing the needs in our community and how we didn't really have anything that helped and supported people living with dementia and their care partners within our community at that time. We didn't know a lot about Alzheimer's and related dementias at that time, but with further science and fundraising, we've been able to learn a lot more. Our mission is to alleviate the personal and social consequences of Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. And our role within the community is to collaborate with local community to foster excellence in services, education, and to support research. The Society also works with the Alzheimer Societies across Ontario for this purpose. Our vision is a world without Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. Our CEO regularly says that the best day of her life will be when none of us have a job. So, we strive to achieve this through promoting the rights and well-being of the person living with Alzheimer's or related dementias. We provide direct client care through our adult day programs, in-home respite services, and enhanced personal care. We deliver support programs and counseling for individuals affected by dementia. We provide information, educational materials, and training opportunities to both informal and formal care partners, and we raise funds to sustain our programs and support research. All of our fundraising efforts account for about 30% of our operational budget. So that's where I come in. I am one of 3 people within our fund development department. So there's not very many of us, and we're responsible for raising all the money. So our staff and volunteers provide support programs, educational resources, and referral services to ease the burden of care and improve the quality of life for people living with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. I just have a short video I'd like to show you guys. This is Mike Kessler. I'm just going to read this because I don't mess anything up. One thing we often say at ASWE is if you've met one person with dementia, you've met only one person with dementia. Dementia is deeply personal and every journey is different. I would like to show you this video. This is the story of Mike Kessler, a man living with dementia, and his devoted care partner and wife, Karen Kessler. Following a traumatic brain injury from a car accident, Mike was diagnosed with vascular dementia, but his diagnosis didn't define him, it empowered him. Mike serves as a board member with Alzheimer Society of Windsor and Essex County, using his voice to advocate for others living with dementia. Karen stands beside him as a passionate community advocate and committee member, helping to shape support systems with compassion and purpose. Together, they show us what resilience, love, and advocacy look like in action, and this is their story.
Alzheimer's and dementia are tough words to hear. But the main thing that I always talk about is hope. The hope is that it's not the end of the road. You can still live life. Yes, you'll have to make some changes, you'll have to make some adjustments, but life goes on. The important thing is that you can be a part of it, and people can be a part of your life, and you can make a difference. It's not a death sentence, not at all.
Don't look at the stereotypes, look at the reality. Do not assume you're a person living with dementia is incapable of doing normal things.
Don't change. Don't change.
One example is how Mike helps me with my swimming. He's not just sitting there, in the bleachers watching. He's engaged. He's part of it. He's part of my team. That just means everything to me.
The last thing I want to do is to have her be absorbed by it. She translates the world into Michael. With her, I'm able to do all the things that I would like to do. With her, I can canoe. With her, I can hike. With her, I can travel.
It makes me feel so much safer to have Mike with me. He knows me like nobody else knows me. I want this to go on as long as possible.
I can tell you right now, honestly, my life is richer now than it was before my diagnosis. One thing I do know is that if you sit down with another person that's living with dementia and you just tell them that things are going to be okay, that makes all the difference in the world. Because someone did that for me. I'm so grateful that I'm not alone in this, that you see me, that you translate the world for me. You help remove the roadblocks so I can do things that give my life meaning and purpose. That you let me be me.
We like to show that video to give people a little bit of an idea. It's not quite, I think even in my own family, and this is something my family's unlearning, but being diagnosed is not, like you said, a death sentence. It actually opens up an entire community to you through our resources. And currently I'm actually in the process of having my own grandmother diagnosed. So I'm trying to get through that with her as well. So I'm sorry that Mike was across the screen there. I don't know why that happened, but so our core programs are First Link, which is it removes the barriers by connecting individuals living with dementia and their families to vital dementia education, resources, and support at the time of diagnosis or as early as possible after diagnosis. So as soon as people receive a diagnosis from their doctor, they reach out to us, and then we get them set up with a social worker who then connects them with all of our programs and services, most of them for free, so that their families are able to participate in what we have to offer. We have our adult day program that is uniquely designed for individuals living with Alzheimer's disease or other dementias. Our clients enjoy social, physical, and recreational activities led by qualified, specially trained staff. So care partners and different family members are able to drop off the person living with dementia. They drop off around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then they get 6 hours with us during the day, where we have different activities. We have musicians come in, we have artists come in, we have all these different really, really fulfilling things happen. We feed them, we play games, we have physical exercise, and it gives the care partner 6 hours of respite to be able to go and do what they need to do without being worried about the person living with dementia. We offer education and support services. We go into communities, different areas. We go into churches, schools, anybody that wants to hear from us, really. And we do presentations on what it looks like to have a dementia-friendly community and how we can be more inclusive. We offer phone, virtual, in-office, and home assessments to develop individualized plans of care, supportive counseling, and education as well. And that is available all at no cost. We also have in-home respite, where care is provided in the home of the person living with dementia. Our staff go in and they help with meal preparation, they monitor safety, they help with personal care, light housework, socialization, stimulation, and companionship. A very small fee applies for that. These are all of our additional client programs, and most of these are we have a very, very heavily volunteer run. We usually have about one staff member present, and then the rest of them are volunteers. So as volunteer coordinator, it is my job to find volunteers, place them, make sure they're happy, and keep them coming back. So we have Finding Your Way. That's actually not volunteer led, that's probably the only one, but that helps in emergencies. If people go missing, this is what provides them with information for care partners to recognize and reduce the risks of people going missing. We have The Social, which is a 3-hour social group that people are, again, able to drop off their family member living with dementia and go have 3 hours to do what they need to do while being taken care of and knowing that they're safe. Minds in Motion is an 8-week program that we run where persons living with dementia and their care partners attend, and it is 1 hour of physical exercise followed by 1 hour of cognitive exercise. It's probably my favorite thing to run. That's why I fell in love with this organization. We have a memory cafe, which is open to the public, where we have meetings through Windsor, Tecumseh, Kingsville, and no registration required, available at no cost. It's more just a social program for people. And then we have the Windsor Cafe in South Windsor, Memory Cafe in South Windsor, where there's also a lunch provided. So same concept, but with lunch. These are our events throughout the year. Battle of the Brains is I'm pretty proud of that one. Battle of the Brains is the largest live charity run trivia night in all of North America. We are very, very proud of that. We have about 1,200 people attending in 2026. And it has grown so much that we actually have 2 locations for 2027 because we've outgrown the Chicharo Club. We've rented every single room and there's still not enough space. So we're actually going to have a second location in Leamington this year. And we figured out how we can run both at the same time live. It's going to be excellent, but very, very daunting. So I'm excited, but scared. So, yeah. So that event actually raised $78,000 this year. That was a record for us. And like I said, they're only 30% of what we raise goes towards our budget. So, sorry, that's not right. What we raise is 30% of our budget. That's what I meant to say. We do our IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's. We just had in May. We had another record-breaking number this year. We raised over $70,000. We're actually still calculating all of that. We had a parking lot fundraiser that we run at the same time as the Art in the Park that happens at Williston Manor, where businesses in the area donate their parking lots to us for the weekend, and people pay to park there by donation, which we are very, very grateful for. That raised almost $8,000 this year. We just kicked off our matching gift campaign at our AGM on June 23rd, where people, if they donate money between now and September 18th, it is matched by Ground Effects and the Scott Family Foundation up to $100,000. So we are extremely grateful for that. And then our World Alzheimer's Day breakfast in September, and our holiday gift campaign from November to December. So how people in our community can help is by volunteering their time at programs, events, or both. They just reach out to me and I figure out what you're the best match for and where you're going to feel the most fulfillment. You can donate once or ongoing. Every little bit helps. And you can raise awareness about Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. You can help us by, again, letting people know that it's not the death sentence that it once was. Reassuring people. One thing I like to tell people at events is a lot of people come up to me and they're like, well, my grandmother had it, so that means I'm going to have it, right? Where only 1 to 5% of cases are genetic. It's not as high as people think it is. It's not automatically, if a parent has it, you're going to have it. And there are things that you can do within your life now to help prevent it. So my volunteers, many of our programs and volunteers require heavy volunteer involvement. I'm grateful to have stepped into a role where all of these people make my job very, very easy. They're extremely loyal, and I'm very, very grateful for all of them. I think you touched a little bit on the new health hub that will be in partnership with the town of Tecumseh. So on, Tuesday, June 9th, the town of Tecumseh and the Alzheimer Society of Windsor and Essex County announced a partnership in principle, which means that the little details haven't quite been worked out yet, to develop a new next generation dementia friendly facility for Alzheimer Society on town lands to the immediate north of the Tecumseh Arena. Council approved a proposed development partnership in principle at its meeting on Tuesday, June 9th. This is what we're hoping it looks like. And so ideally, we're talking about the bottom floor having 2 adult day programs running at the same time. We need the funding for it, but right now we only have the funding for one. We are talking to the town of Tecumseh about using parts of the building as a bit of a health hub, adding a clinic, opening it up to the community where if people want to use the different rooms, they can use it at no cost, making it more of a community center as well, and not just our building, but open to the community so that it benefits more than just us. This is what it's going to look like. We have the opportunity for 5,000 square foot expansion at the back, and we have a garden back here. So as soon as you said it, I was like, I've got to talk to Deborah. So yeah, we're gonna have a beautiful garden out back is what we're hoping for. And yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful facility, 2 floors, offices up top. Yeah, and then the bottom floor would just be for the adult day program. Yeah, let me see if I can go back and show you. That's the thing. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay, so that is the arena here, the current arena, and this is where our building would be. So it's actually to the north of the arena. Yeah, so the parking lot for the, currently the parking lot for the arena is here, I believe. I don't know Tecumseh very well. I apologize for that. I grew up in the South. So, but yeah, so the current parking lot is here. And then I believe we also have plans to expand the parking lot. Our hours of operation are only 8:30 to 4:30. So we're hoping that not a lot of, there's not going to be a lot of conflicts with anything going on with the arena. I don't think there's a lot. And we're only Monday to Friday and then some Saturdays, right? So yeah, that's what it's going to look like, hopefully. Yeah, you can learn more about us on our Facebook page, our Instagram, on our website. I run all of those things. So if you have any questions about any of them, I'm the person you'll be reaching out to. You can call us and you can actually visit us at our main office right now. So thank you so much. That's all I have. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, I'm here to. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No.
What if Tecumseh then? That's going to be a satellite to the Windsor one, or just going to?
No, the Windsor one is going to close. Yes, the Windsor one is going to close. We've completely outgrown that building where many of our staff members are sharing offices up to 4 people in one office. I don't even have an office. I'm in a little cubicle in the middle of our auditorium. So yeah, we've outgrown the building, and we've owned the building for a long, long time. I believe we paid off that building within 2 years of purchasing it. So we're just going to end up selling it, and then anything that we get from that building, we can put towards this new one. Yeah. So yeah. Yes.
I'm glad that it's interesting to hear your statistic about how Alzheimer's dementia is passed from family members.
Yeah.
I lost my father a number of years ago, just after his 70th birthday.
Oh wow.
With Alzheimer's.
Young, yeah.
And I just passed that date too, and I'm still with us.
Yeah.
And it's only 1 to 5%. So
Yeah.
that's really
genetically only 1 to 5%. Most cases we're finding are what you eat, how you live. A lot of them can be traumatic brain injuries, stuff like that, right? So dementia, Alzheimer's is a dementia. A lot of people don't know that, where dementia is the umbrella term. Alzheimer's is a dementia. Parkinson's is a dementia. Lewy bodies is a dementia. The way that we diagnose is that the different dementias exhibit in different ways. So with Parkinson's, you get the tremors, you get the hallucinations, you get all of that. Vascular dementia, like Mike has, is mainly just the forgetfulness. There's my grandmother had vascular dementia, where eventually you do forget everything, which is really, really sad to see, but Mike's doing great. So like I said, with socialization and with different programs, we're able to actually see quite a prolonging, right? Where people don't decline as quickly as they used to. Unfortunately, a lot of people declined very quickly during COVID, and we saw that because there was no socialization, which we've learned is key for making people, making it last longer. So yeah. Any questions there? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to say yes or no. I believe that is the plan, but it's going to be in partnership with the town of Tecumseh. So it will be technically our building, but since the town, I believe, isn't giving us the land, but we're paying a very low amount for the property, so then that the community is able to use it as well. So that's what I mean. So it's not just going to be our dedicated space. We want to open it up. So it is our building, but not really. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not good, but I think
Yeah.
it's good for-
Yes. So that building is going to cost us about $11 million. That's ours. So it's going to take about 3 years before we can get in there. We've raised almost half of the amount already as part of our capital campaign, which we are going to really start pushing later this year. And then, so I think we have about 5 to 6 million left to raise, which we're working on right now.
Just balance here, but they can-
Yes. Yeah. So it comes from both actually, provincial and federal. So, but then the rest of our funding comes from private donations, different fundraisers, things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a comment, so many years ago. Break out groups of money. And King's Square. And
Yeah.
so anyway, talking about how music and
Oh, yes.
as well, so but it's so cute that they would go around to different name of the group is dementia.
Oh, cute. I love that. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we found music. Actually, we call it Music for the Brain. We actually just started a new program that runs every few months at St. Mark's by the Lake Anglican Church, and we call it Chords and Connections. So it's an hour of sing-along time. We have live music, and then we have an hour of socialization. And our first time, I'll just tell this really quickly. Our first time, we had a gentleman who has gone largely nonverbal. His wife hasn't heard him speak in a number of years. And during the time with music playing, he started singing. And it was beautiful to see. Yeah, he started singing because his memories came back from when he was younger, and he remembered all the music. And so she left a mess, but but a good way. So it was really, and she wrote us letters about it, and it was really beautiful to see. Yeah, so music is very powerful. So.
Well, thank you very much, Kaela.
Yeah,
I think we
thank
could
you.
stay here and
Yes,
you
sorry.
can answer questions for probably another hour or so.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think as been highlighted, this is something that really everybody is in touch with. We either have relatives like Stuart, and my wife, Joan's lost two of her aunts. One who went down like the Titanic, you know, hit the iceberg, and that was it. She was gone. And the other one who was diagnosed with dementia and lived for about 20 years. So there's no one story to it. But the one thing I'm pleased to see is that it's more socially acceptable to talk about this. Remember when I was a kid, you know, stay away from that old man. You know, he's senile. You know, that was said in those days, and you know, you wanted to avoid people like that because you didn't know what they were going to do. Now, you know, I've had people tell me they've got dementia. You know, what you're doing is just so valuable. It's impacts so many people. And one thing I'd like to point out is how close the colors are on your shirt. Rotary,
Just blend in.
and you know, maybe there's a connection here. We do meet every Thursday morning here, and you're quite welcome to come. We invite new members, and we always welcome guests. And thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. I'm sweaty. I'm sorry. I'm like,
Don't be nervous. We don't bite.
thank you.
Well, mostly.
Oh.